Buckle up, everyone, because today we are taking a deep dive into the world of personal eVTOLs.
eVTOLs.
Yep. Specifically, the Rictor Skyrider X1.
Okay.
Now, this is no ordinary eVTOL, though. This thing's a flying motorcycle.
A flying motorcycle.
You heard right. And get this. It can travel on water, too.
Wow.
We've got our notes, some comparisons to other vehicles, and even some pricing information.
Sounds exciting. Let's get into it.
So the Skyrider X1, it made its big debut at CES 2025.
Oh, yeah. I saw some stuff about that. People were actually able to see it in action, right?
They were, so we're not talking about just a concept here.
Yeah.
This is real technology.
It really does feel like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right. Carbon fiber construction, foldable propellers, sleek design, the whole thing just screams future to me.
I can totally picture myself flying over rush hour traffic. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, absolutely. But
Yeah.
let's back up a second and talk about what this thing can actually do.
Okay, so in terms of speed and flight time,
Yeah, what are we looking at?
the Skyrider X1 can hit a top speed of 100 kilometers per hour.
And how long can it stay up in the air?
Well, that depends on which battery option you go with.
There's more than one.
Yeah, there's two, the SL and the SX.
So I'm guessing the SX gives you more flight time?
Most likely, yeah, because it has a larger capacity.
Do we know how much more flight time we're talking?
Up to 40 minutes. And some early reports even suggest that the SX might give you a boost in top speed as well.
Okay, so potentially even faster speeds.
Huh.
That's awesome. But what about actually flying this thing? Is it like flying a helicopter?
No, not quite. The Skyrider X1 comes equipped with automatic takeoff and landing.
Oh, that's good to know. Less for me to worry about.
Right, it takes care of all those tricky maneuvers for you. And it also has automatic route following with adjustments for altitude and path.
Wow, that sounds pretty advanced.
Yeah, but don't worry, there's still a joystick control option if you prefer a more hands-on experience.
Okay, good, because I definitely want to have some control over where I'm going.
Hmm.
But speaking of control, what about safety?
Well, safety is a top priority, especially for something like this. The Skyrider X1 actually has triple redundancy control systems and an integrated parachute.
Triple redundancy, what does that mean
It
exactly?
means there are three independent systems working together, so if one fails, the other two can take over.
So it's kind of like a safety net for the sky.
Exactly.
And then there's always the parachute option in case of an emergency.
Right.
How does this triple redundancy compare to the safety measures in traditional aircraft? I mean, those have pretty rigorous protocols, right?
Yeah, they do, and it's hard to make a direct comparison since eVTOLs are still fairly new. But this focus on redundancy in the Skyrider's design is definitely a good sign.
And that integrated parachute is a pretty unique safety feature.
For sure. I think it could provide some real peace of mind for anyone flying this thing.
All right, let's get down to the price tag.
Okay.
What are we looking at here?
Well, the estimated cost is around 60,000 euro.
60,000. How does that compare to other eVTOLs on the market, like the Joby Aviation S4 or the Lilium Jet?
Well, from what I've seen, those are aimed at the commercial passenger transport market, so they're going to be way more expensive.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Millions even.
Potentially, yeah. So it seems like the Skyrider X1 is trying to be a more affordable option.
For personal flight.
Yeah, like opening up personal flight to more people.
That's pretty interesting. I wonder if that means we'll see a whole wave of personal eVTOLs hitting the market soon.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's go back to the Skyrider and its unique amphibious capability. It's not just about flying, it's about being able to transition seamlessly from road to air to water.
I know, right? Imagine being stuck in traffic and then just taking off and flying over it.
And then landing on a lake for a swim.
Yeah, it opens up a whole new level of freedom.
What are your thoughts on the challenges and advantages of this amphibious feature?
Well, I think from an engineering perspective, creating a vehicle that can perform well in both air and water is incredibly challenging. You have to find a balance in the design.
That makes sense. You need it to be aerodynamic and hydrodynamic.
Exactly. But the advantages are pretty clear. It's all about that freedom and flexibility I was talking about.
Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. We've been talking about the Skyrider's estimated price, but how do you think this price might change over time?
Oh, that's a good question. There are a lot of factors to consider.
Demand, production costs, competition, technology.
Exactly. And our Prezzo source suggests there could be some big changes in the price.
Initially, I'm guessing high demand could drive prices up.
Oh, definitely. Especially as early adopters try to get their hands on it. It's like any hot new gadget, right?
Supply and demand.
Exactly.
So what about long-term trends? How do you see those playing out?
Well, over time, as production increases and economies of scale come into play, we could see prices start to go down.
Makes sense. And we can't forget about competition. More companies entering the eVTOL market would force Rictor to keep their prices competitive.
Absolutely. And technological advancements could also play a big role. Things like improvements in battery technology and lighter materials.
Those could lead to lower production costs, which could mean lower prices for consumers.
Exactly.
This is fascinating stuff. I'm already imagining myself cruising above the traffic in my own Skyrider. We'll be back in a moment to explore more of these potential price trends and wrap up our deep dive.
And we can't forget about regulations.
Oh yeah, the regulatory landscape.
Exactly. Governments are still trying to figure out how to safely integrate these EVT calls into the airspace.
Right, it's a whole new world for them.
It is. And those regulations could definitely have an impact on the price and availability of these vehicles.
Absolutely. So out of all these factors, demand, production costs, competition, technology, regulations, which do you think will have the biggest influence on the Skyrider's price in the long run?
That's a tough one. They're all so interconnected.
Yeah, it's not easy to pick just one.
I think it's going to be a combination of economies of scale and technological advancements.
Okay, why those two?
Well, if Rictor can scale up production efficiently and use new technologies to bring those costs down, then we could see the Skyrider becoming more affordable for a wider range of people.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot.
Exactly, balancing affordability with safety and reliability.
It's really fascinating to see how this industry is evolving. We've covered a lot: design, performance, safety features, even the potential price fluctuations. What stands out to you the most about this flying motorcycle?
For me, it's the potential for personal freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, just imagine being able to bypass traffic, explore new areas, or even just enjoy flying during your commute.
It's a whole new way to experience travel.
Exactly. And I think the Skyrider is a huge step towards making that a reality.
But it's still early days, right?
Oh, for sure.
There are going to be challenges.
Definitely, both technical and regulatory. But the progress we've seen is undeniable, and the possibilities are super exciting.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to touch on something we haven't really talked about.
Okay, what's that?
We've discussed the impact on personal travel, but what about the wider implications for society?
Oh, you mean like how widespread adoption of flying vehicles could change things?
Yeah, exactly. How could it affect how we live, work, and interact with our environment?
Well, on a practical level, it could completely change transportation infrastructure. We might see fewer roads and more air corridors in cities.
And remote communities could become more accessible.
Right. And then there are the potential impacts on industries like tourism and logistics.
It's huge.
It is, but it also raises some important questions, like what about the environmental impacts?
And noise pollution.
Yeah, and how do you manage all that air traffic safely? These are all things that we'll need to consider as this technology develops.
It's not just about the technology itself, it's about how we use it responsibly.
Exactly. We need innovators, regulators, and the public all working together to make sure this technology benefits everyone.
Couldn't agree more. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of the Rictor Skyrider X1. What an incredible piece of technology. I'm honestly feeling super inspired by what the future holds.
Me too. It really feels like we're on the verge of something big.
It does, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like a transportation revolution. And it's a reminder that the future is full of possibilities, and we have a hand in shaping those possibilities. It really does feel like we're on the cusp of a whole new era of transportation.
It does, doesn't it? And it's not just about flying motorcycles. It's about completely rethinking how we get around.
Exactly. So we've looked at the Rictor Skyrider X1, its impact on personal travel, and even some of those bigger questions for society.
Yeah, like what happens if everyone's flying around?
Right, exactly. But now we want to hear from you.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on all this?
What are your hopes for the future of eVTOLs?
Do you have any concerns?
Head over to our social media channels and let us know. Let's keep this conversation going.
We really want to hear your predictions and what you think about all of this.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of flying motorcycles, well, you know what to do.
Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives.
We release new episodes every week, exploring all sorts of cutting-edge technology and even venturing beyond that sometimes.
So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out.
All right, until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep looking up.